in that we have a very diverse interest in the economy. We have 35 operating companies in different sectors. So I can pretty much say, I can safely say, that we may be able to offer you opportunities for career when you graduate in any field that you wish, because we have 35 business operating companies. Okay, remember that, right? Now, Ball will walk you through all these 35 or some of the bigger operating companies to let you know what would be available for you today or when you guys graduate, okay? I've been in Cambodia for over 7 years, and during this time, I've only been with the Royal Group working for Nicky, if you have heard of it, okay? Now, before I get into the subject of salaries, I want us to have one clear, aligned understanding of the terms we will use for the purpose of this discussion. The title of the subject is knowledge, skills. Can you please give her something, please? I think she's the only one listening to me. All right, one gift for you. Thank you for that. Yes, skills and attitude. So first, what is knowledge? As you see, can you see from the back? Not really, I'm sorry, the font size is probably too small. But what it says up there is that knowledge is the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. For example, who among you here are studying accounting? Finance? None? Okay, maybe I picked the wrong example. But okay, let's assume that you are an accounting student, okay, and you study or you have learned for one day the subject of SAP or Sun System, okay. You are not yet accountant. Now, I have learned Sun because I'm in a company where Sun System is being used. It doesn't mean though that I'm an accountant. Okay, I just know that it is a system, a software being used for implementing or delivering services in accounting. Okay, so that's knowledge without the skill. All right. Now, skills, as to the purpose of our subject today, would be proficiencies or our level of ability to do, whether we are good, very good, or exceptional at it. Okay. For example, again, sorry about this. I hope in 30 minutes I'll have someone from accounting. A degree holder in accounting, newly graduate, okay, may not have, as I said earlier, you may not have proficiency in this system, okay? But you studied for accounting and you probably passed the licensure. What do you call it? ACCA? Right? Yes. So then, you are an accountant by education, by profession, but you are yet to be trained and to be made proficient in this system. And that's a skill. It's a payable skill. Knowledge is payable as well as skill. Okay? Now, who among you are studying for HR? Human resource? Not studying, sir. None? So sorry to hear that. It's one of the most interesting professions, I tell you. And if you want to know about it, call me. Okay? Alright. So, you may be studying HRM, or you may already have graduated HRM. It doesn't mean that you have skills in BBSI. What is BBSI? It's a methodology how to interview and assess people. Behavior-based structured interview. Okay? So, knowledge in HR does not mean you have all the requisite skills to be a recruiter or to be a recruitment executive. Do you see the difference? May I know what you're studying so I may come up with an example that's more relevant to you? What course are you studying? Anybody? Sorry, I heard somebody. Course? English literature. Good, we can use that. Can we? All right. So let's say, right, English literature. And you've already graduated and you're interested in a contact center profession, okay? You want to use English all day or 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And you say, contact center seems to be a very nice job. You know, it gives me good money. I want to be in it, okay? Now, having graduated from English, one requisite of the job doesn't mean that you already have all the skills of being a contact center professional. There are many others, okay? And that's what differentiates it. So you may have trained in a particular system. What do we use? What do we use? Excel card for contact center. Huh? Cisco? No? Okay. Alright. So that's the skill in itself and that's payable. English is payable. Okay. Mandarin is payable. If ever we get into Myanmar, when we expand, when the Royal Group expands into Myanmar and nearby regions, we may also be looking at compensating people for these languages. Do you now somehow understand what we mean by skills here? Not yet? Alright. I will try to give you more examples. Right. Now, what is attitude? Here, we define it as your natural tendency to act or behave in a particular situation. So we're not touching on what you believe in or how you feel about things. It's what we can observe. How do you behave? Like today, do you participate? Do you listen? You know, things like those, okay? Now, all of this, these 3 terms I'm talking to you today about are relevant in salary. So if you do want to be part of the corporate jungle someday, or you want to be a business person, either way, you have to know how to pay people appropriately. As a businessman, you would want to be able to give the right pay and reward to your employees. And if you want to be a successful executive in any corporation, you will also want to be informed of salaries and how they are paid, okay? And in getting to know this, or in understanding salaries, you have to know that knowledge, skills, and attitude matter. Is that clear? Questions so far? Right. Did you know the minimum wage of Cambodia? Well, as far as our source, which is the Ministry of Labor, it is 140 this year. So we have a record up there of the last 3 years. Starting from 100, became 128 to 140. So does that mean you will get 140 on your first job? Maybe more. Okay? Getting on to the topic, how do you think jobs are rated or evaluated? How do we know how much we have to pay a particular job? Anybody has an idea? Oh, because my uncle works there, so therefore you must pay me this much. Is that how it is? No? Anybody? Come on. Care to guess? Be brave. I have a prize for you. Nobody? Okay, I won't put you in a tight spot. What we have here shows you, and I would like to share with you, okay? Although this is a sample, it shows a particular way that companies actually look at jobs. So when we get into business, we ask ourselves, what do we need to make this business successful? So we design the organization, and in designing the organization, okay then, what are the jobs or what are the skills needed to perform this particular processes or operations in a business? And then from there, from that line of questioning, we come up with the roles, with the jobs, with the skill sets. And then we price them. And this is how we price jobs. We ask, okay, in terms of skills, effort, responsibility, okay, what's the composition of that job? We ask about what is the requisite knowledge, meaning what education must a person have to be able to perform the function of the role. Okay? Experience. This matters a lot in terms of, like I said, in accounting, in recruitment, in compensation management, in skills development. What else is it? In media and technology, it matters a lot because what you read in books is very, very different from actually applying them and actually producing materials that will be viewed by people outside of school or people who will actually pay for your material. Okay, so that's what experience means. Effort is, what does it take to be able to deliver this particular task? In terms of thinking, mental effort, how much mental effort does it require? Okay. In terms of physical effort, does it involve carrying heavy stuff? Does it involve sitting straight 8 hours and staring at this computer monitor so that you don't miss any customer? So those kind of things. Or does it involve being out there under the heat of the sun all day, every day? That also counts. Those are things or elements which we call compensable factors. And there's a weight, there's a number that we equate with that to be able to define how much a job will be paid. Okay? And responsibility. Although all roles have this, you will notice that as you go up the career ladder, the more on responsibility and probably the less on like physical effort and stuff like that. Okay? And what we mean here is, with your role, what is the impact when you make a decision? What kind of information do you handle? Do you have access to? Such that if you release it, you leak it, there's a negative or positive impact to the business. Those are payable factors. Okay? What is this? I cannot read what I wrote anymore. Okay, consequences of error. Part of responsibility. Say you have like a director of academic, the person who designs curriculum, right? Suppose that person is not able to do it well, then all of you guys will be studying or going through materials or the wrong materials or studying the wrong thing. That's a big impact. So which means that this job is very critical, and this element in that job is worth something. Okay? I spoke about confidentiality of information, people and assets. But a role that has, 3 or 4 people responsibility will be different from a role that has 100 people responsibility. So both of you may be a manager, but one person may be paid more because of that. Are you understanding so far? Questions? Is this interesting? Not really. Okay, maybe when you're actually in the corporate world or you're running your own business, I hope you can recall this, okay? And if you have to apply it and need some help or guidance, you are welcome to call us. Right? Even if they don't work for us, we will still be willing to guide them. No, sincerely, you can call us. Okay? Assets, what do I mean? Let's say an IT person has a responsibility for 100 computers in this building, or whatever number there are. Okay? How much does 100 computers cost? A company. So those assets are compensable factors. That part of the responsibility is payable. Okay? Right. I'm sorry this is too small, but really the takeaway, what I would like you to take away from this discussion is that you don't just pick a number from the clouds, One day you wake up and you say, oh, I'm gonna pay this person like this because I like the facial structure, or I like the smile. So I'll probably give him $1,000. That's not the way you price jobs, okay? There is a system to it, there's a science to it. And what I would like to share with you from this slide is that there's a diligent series of steps to be able to make an equitable judgment of how, if you're all employed by this organization, how do we pay you all equitably? And this is one of the systems that are being used by corporations, okay? So you may not see the number 2. So there are 3 steps here. Number 1 is not shown. But this supposes that job description has been written appropriately. So if you have the job description, the next step is then to evaluate the components of that job or the role. And I've spoken to you about, KSA and all that. Those are all elements in it. Okay? I will not bore you with the details. What you don't see are, on the left side, are the compensable factors. Those are what do we pay. Okay? A business has to decide what they pay. And then on the right are 4 columns where we ask, okay, for this particular job, do we need the person to be good at it, very good at it, or does not require much proficiency for this role, or it doesn't matter, okay? And once you pick that, a corresponding figure appears on the right. We then sum it up, and the total becomes equivalent to a job point, which will then tell you, of all the jobs in the company, where do you rank? Okay? And that ranking has a corresponding dollar figure. Maybe it's 100 to 200, maybe it's 5,000 to 6,000, we don't know. There's a system to it. But basically what this tells you is that businesses also try to make a good job of putting premiums to a particular role so that it has the ability to reward people who contribute, to reward jobs that actually has more impact to the business and to the end and the bottom line of the business. Okay? So this is an example. This is an actual example of a role in IT. You don't see it, but this is a managerial role for. The title is Infrastructure Manager, and the total cost is 600 something, and it goes to the right to band 1, meaning rank 1. Okay? Right. What is this? Okay. The question on the screen is, can people be paid differently, even if you have the same job? Or the same title. Yes. I've been talking about it non-stop. Knowledge, skills, attitude, right? All the compensable factors. Yes. Okay. So let's say you got a job day after your graduation, and then your CPA tells you, oh, you confidential information. You don't share those stuff. But suppose it happens, okay? Don't feel bad, okay? It doesn't mean you're not good or the other person is better. It has nothing to do with that. It probably is because the person has been there for 10 years. So of course, you know, after 10 years doing the same thing, maybe even with eyes closed, he or she can do it, right? Okay, so that's one probable reason. The other is maybe that person has been trained on a special license or a special software, and therefore the salary has been upgraded because of that training. So there are many reasons, but the important thing is you can actually influence your salary. Okay, so knowing what you know now, based on our conversation today, how do you think that you influence your salary if you do get into the corporate world or you take on a corporate career? Any idea? By the way, the pictures here are for illustration purposes only. It doesn't mean that Justin Bieber is paid only $250, okay? Do you know who he is? I'm actually not a fan, but I'm thinking, you know, he's closer to your age group than mine, so I used him instead of the older guys that I truly like. Alright? So Selena and Taylor Swift. Okay, so you guys don't know them. I picked the wrong. Maybe I should have picked what? What do you like? From Korea? From what do you watch? What do you listen to? Yes? Would you care to share with us? Come on. Shy. Are you taking English literature as well? No? What's your course? Ayan, finally. Somebody can relate to my accounting examples. Okay. Right. So basically, yes, three people holding the same title and be paid differently for the reasons I just mentioned. And also, people managers actually have discretionary authority, you know, to increase their team salary. And this is where attitude really matters. Because if you are reliable, you know, your manager can trust you, and if if help is needed, you're there to provide the help, those things count. Okay? So with that discretionary authority, a people manager may decide, okay, I give you extra, whatever amount, to reward you for that. Okay? Maybe you're all rich, you don't need money. Not very interesting salary. Right. So I ask again, how do you think you can influence your pay in the future when you're already working and you're receiving salaries? Anybody? Maybe you keep this question for later, and we will give away a phone to somebody who best answers the question. Is that okay? What's the phone? Okay, we will give away an LG K10. Okay? So you have time to think about it and answer, but I do want to hear your voice and get to know who's who in this university, who are the brightest and the most vocal. We want to get to know you, so please speak up. Right. I won't answer because I asked it and we're going to raffle a really nice prize. Okay? I gave it away. Well, the answer is there. Okay, and let's see if you can remember until the end of the session. Right? So that one factor that is easily from you, okay, it's not the training that's provided by the company, it's not the on-the-job experience provided by the corporation, but that thing, that element, that factor that comes directly from you, which influences your pay, is attitude. So show initiative. when there's an opportunity to take on more tasks, volunteer for it. I can assure you, you will be remembered. The single manager will note it down, and come appraisal time, you will get premium for that. Okay? Feel confident about recommending or suggesting better ways of doing things. You know, if in the course of performing your job, right, you find, oh, this way can be shortened, or there are a lot of improvements and efficiencies we can drive by cutting this step and this step, okay? Feel confident to recommend. And again, I assure you, those kind of things, those attitude and behavior are taken note of. And those are the things that people managers remember, okay? Demonstrate that you can be relied upon. You know, this happens all the time, okay? And I especially struggle with a particular age group. My age group, my generation, I've been taught that hard work is really important. You know, it's not only for the pay, but as a person, it's good, or it's the right thing to do, to work hard. And, you know, the universe will give me back sevenfold or something for that hard work. That's how I've been brought up. But there are generations that don't believe that, and this is a struggle for many HR people, I would think. But trust me, even in today's time, I know we are, you know, in a very advanced age, high technology and all that, but this still matters. Even when you decide to be in a career, in a profession, this is important. Okay? If you want to be a CEO of a company that is not yours, that is not, you know, capitalized by you, then these are important. If you build and set up a business, it's even more important, you know. Do you understand what I mean? If it's your money, you're risking into a business, then it's even more important to know these things and to behave in this way, right? So I think either situation, it's good to take note that these things really do matter in terms of pay, in terms of receiving rewards, and getting back a return for your contribution. Questions so far, guys? Ladies and gentlemen? None? Alright, then I will give you a better topic and turn over the stage to Bibon. He will talk to you about what companies are in the Royal Group, what sort of roles could be possible for you, or what are the more interesting jobs we have today, not only in Royal Group, but, you know, as a trend, what these are, okay? And how we do recruitment and talent acquisition, and what the difference is between the two. Okay?
Thank you very much, Nicky. So, good morning once again. I looks like some of you maybe feel sleepy, for example. So can I ask all of you to say all together, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And being over here, I also aware that you guys can speak English very well. I also myself experienced, I am the recruiter, so I met a student from here who applied a job at Sandcard or some company under the group. And yes, of course, you guys speak English very well. So next, I would like to speak in mine. Okay? All right. So I would like to change the slide a little bit, and then I will move. Okay? So before I move to my topics, I just would like to draw some attention or go back previous a bit about what we have said. So the question is, so how much that Selena Gomez paid? Anyone know? Anyone know this? Anyone share? So I will walk. So we have a game for you if you can answer. Can you? So how much?
300.
Right or wrong? Right? Are you sure? Okay. So I will check and then I will give you the key letter. Okay? Good. So how about Justin Bieber? Okay, correct. So you guys I will give you this letter after this, okay? So this is the ability to note what we have said about, the topics. So the top three, ថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំនឹងបង្ហាញអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាពីស្អីទៅជា talent acquisition នៅក្នុង Royal Group ឬក៏ការជ្រើសរើសបុគ្គលិកនៅក្រុមហ៊ុន Royal Group ឬក៏ដំណើរការនៃការជ្រើសរើសបុគ្គលិកប៉ុន្តែមុននឹងខ្ញុំចូលទៅ topic ខ្ញុំនឹងបង្ហាញអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាឲ្យស្គាល់បន្តិចពី Royal Group អ្នកណាខ្លះស្គាល់ក្រុមហ៊ុន Royal Group លើកដៃសូមលើកដៃអ្នកស្គាល់ Ok, xong xuôi tân ổn, ta ổn squall là việc mày này rồi dạng rồi. Thì đặt nhà được đồng mày chỉ chẳng ai việc mà này. Squall mày squall, trong hôn rồi dạng rồi squall một lần cái squall này gì?
Squad hoàn ha rồi dạng rồi nó cứ chi squad là công từ lơ công xây mà ngày nay kết mấy rồi bạn từ biên ta mà này là rồi dạng rồi nó bị chạy thì này được quan sát sai miên đôi chỉ xe khác tôi còn tụt tua thay đi tụt tua hay đang tệ tôn đang bờ sân chia đôi chia một con như thế này miên đi gì không mình những tên anh đang cứ chia một con đó rồi dạng rồi hay bờ này thì hai kia với miên hai kia Cambodia này anh đang mình có chia một con đó rồi dạng rồi này hay bờ hai kia tăng hai cái đôi chia hai thân nơi xoay đến là đang có con và rồi dạng rồi.
Ôngคุณผู้การใจตัวกิจกลางให้นั่งจุดไหนด้านในมัธยมบในกรณีในสลายยูซีจังไว้ในกรณีดีเจไว้คือตั้งข้อให้แต่จำแต่ยังจำมาให้ปีเรายังรู้จักไปอยู่มาในเด็กโอเคสมัยวันเรียนสันขอบคุณครับจังกรมโรยากรุ๊ปจะแสดงให้พบมันบางอย่างนั่นคือที่สมควรในกรมหุ้นแข่งไล่แต่มีกรมหุ้นโตในกรมนู้จังกำลังบอกให้กำลังบอกให้เนี่ยต้องทำที่นี้จังโรยากรุ๊ปคือยังไปใช้ชีวนดีวิสันในกรมนู้ในการใช้อันเติมเลยไงvàจังจะดีโอเคคือยังมีone division ក្នុងនោះក្នុង communication and technology គឺយើងមានក្រុមហ៊ុនទូនៅក្នុងនឹងទៀតក្រុមហ៊ុនហ្នឹងធំមែនទូចគាត់ថាវាជាកូន division នៅក្នុងហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុង communication and technology យើងមានក្រុមហ៊ុន Sekat សម្រាប់មានស្គាល់ហើយគឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនទូរស័ព្ទចល័តឈានមកគេនៅកម្ពុជាយើងមានក្រុមហ៊ុន CBS សម្រាប់មានស្គាល់ក្រុមហ៊ុន CBS CBS គឺជាឈ្មោះពេញគឺ Cambodia Broadcasting Services ដែលយើងមានក្រុមហ៊ុនដូចជា CTN My TV CNC CTN International អញ្ចឹងអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាស្គាល់ទេបាទអញ្ចឹងហ្នឹងគឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុន CBN ដែលយើងហៅឈ្មោះពេញយើងមាន EasyCom ជាក្រុមហ៊ុនតាក់ទងនឹងអ៊ីនធឺណិតណាយើងមាន One TV អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាស្គាល់ក្រុមហ៊ុន One TV ទេក្រុមហ៊ុនអីគេបាទ One TV បាទទូរស័ព្ទសុំទៅគឺក្រុមហ៊ុនខ្សែកាបណាទូរស័ព្ទខ្សែកាប One TV គឺយើងមានមួយទៀតគឺRefresh Mobile គឺក្រុមហ៊ុនដែលផ្ដល់terminal ពួកយើងដែលឈោតកាននឹងពេលដែលយើងទៅញ៉ាំអាហារនៅកន្លែងផ្សេងឬក៏យើងឈោតកានវិញអីគឺយើងមានដូចឧបករណ៍ហ្នឹងណាអញ្ចឹងក្រុមហ៊ុន Mobile Refresh គឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនដែលផ្ដល់ឧបករណ៍ terminal ហ្នឹងណាយើងមានក្រុមហ៊ុន CEPCO គឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនដែលផ្ដល់ gateway សម្រាប់ទូទួលខ្សែកាបប្រហែលជាអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាអត់ស្គាល់ទេ CEPCO ទេប៉ុន្តែបើសិនជាខ្ញុំនិយាយពី HBO ទូទួល HBO channel HBO ឬក៏ Disney Channel អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាស្គាល់អញ្ចឹង CEPCO នេះគឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនដែលផ្ដល់ gateway សម្រាប់ប៉ុស្តិ៍ខ្សែកាបនៅក្នុង Financial Service Division យើងមាន Infinity Insurance ជាក្រុមហ៊ុនធានារ៉ាប់រងយើងមាន ANZ Royal ជាធនាគារ ANZ យើងមាន Wing ទាំងអស់គ្នាស្គាល់ Wing តាមរយៈការវេលុយបាញ់លុយបង់ទឹកភ្លើងហើយចុងក្រោយមួយទៀតគឺ Second Finance គឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនMicro Finance Micro ហិរញ្ញវត្ថុចឹង Second Finance ហើយនឹង ANZ Company មួយគឺ Bank មួយទៀតគឺ Micro ហិរញ្ញវត្ថុណាហើយ Wing ឥឡូវក៏ដូចគ្នាអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាស្គាល់ពីមុនថាជាក្រុមហ៊ុនដែលវេលុយប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវ Wing គឺខ្លាយបានផ្លាយជា Commercial Bank ហើយណាអូខេនៅក្នុង Division មួយទៀតគឺតាក់ទងនឹង Petrochemical Division គឺយើងមានក្រុមហ៊ុន Nitrochemical គឺក្រុមហ៊ុនដែលតាក់ទងទៅនឹងអន្តរជាតិតាក់ទងទៅនឹងហ្គាសឬក៏វត្ថុធាតុដើមផ្សេងៗមានដូចជារ៉ែអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេហើយមួយទៀតគឺ Division មួយទៀតគឺ Transportation and Logistics Company យើងមានដូចជាក្រុមហ៊ុន Toll Royal ដែលឥឡូវត្រូវបាន change ឈ្មោះទៅជា Royal Railway ជាផ្លូវរទេះភ្លើងអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបងស្គាល់ទេបាទឥឡូវគឺយើងមានដឹកទាំងមនុស្សដឹកទាំងឡានទៅកំពតទៅកំពង់សោមអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងបើចង់ខ្ជិលបើកឡានជារទេះភ្លើងទាំងឡានទាំងចាក់អូខេ Royal Limousine គឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនដែលផ្ដល់ឡានទំនើបដើម្បីបម្រើសេវាកម្មដឹកភ្ញៀវជាតិនិងអន្តរជាតិផ្សេងៗដែលមានឡានទំនើបហើយយើងមាន Giant Bis ជាក្រុមហ៊ុនឡានក្រុងដែលយើងជិះឡានក្រុងទៅខេត្តឬក៏ទៅថៃទៅវៀតណាមនេះគឺយើងមានឡានក្រុងហ្នឹងណា BMW បងប្អូនប្រហែលជាស្គាល់ហើយគឺយើងបាននាំឡានដូចសេរីកា BMW មកដែរហើយមួយទៀតគឺ Tram Air គឺខាងអាកាសចរហើយចុងក្រោយគឺ Property Development Division គឺខាងផ្នែកអចលនទ្រព្យហើយនឹងដីធ្លីគឺយើងមាន Norbrick ទាំងអស់គ្នាស្គាល់ហើយនៅខាងស្ដាំដៃយើងនេះបើយើងជិះទៅទីទៀតគឺយើងមានមួយទៀតគេហៅពី Norbrick គឺយើងមាន South Brick នៅពេញមាត់បឹងស្នោហើយយើងមានកោះរងទាំងអស់គ្នាបើធ្លាប់បានទៅឥឡូវគឺនៅអត់ទាន់មាន infrastructure ច្រើនទេបើន័យថានៅមានកន្លែងពិបាកស្នាក់នៅមួយចំនួនប៉ុន្តែបន្តិចទៀតគឺយើងមានគេហៅថាbungalow យើងមាន resort ផ្សេងៗមួយចំនួនទៀតដែលយើងនៅក្នុង plan របស់យើងណាហើយចុងក្រោយគឺ Hotel Cambodia ដោយបងបាននិយាយមកចឹងគឺជាសន្តាគារលំដាប់អន្តរជាតិមួយដែរដែលមានទីតាំងនៅខាងមាត់ទន្លេបាទនេះគឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុន Royal Group ដែលបែងចែកជា4 division ទាំងអស់គ្នាបើសិនជាមើលនេះប្រហែលជាអត់ដឹងប៉ុន្តែបើសិនជាមើល logo ប្រហែលជាអាចដឹងក្រុមហ៊ុននឹងមានក្រុមហ៊ុនអីគេខ្លះ ចឹងដូចយើងមើលឃើញចឹងគឺយើងមានបាទ CPN បាទទាំងអស់នេះគឺជាក្រុមហ៊ុនដែលយើង list down ខ្លះទេអាចមានក្រុមហ៊ុនច្រើនជាងនេះទៀតដូចទីគាត់មានគាត់មានប្រសាសន៍មួយចិត្តគឺយើងមានក្រុមហ៊ុនទៅដល់ប្រហែលជា5ក្រុមហ៊ុនណាអូខេទាំងអស់គ្នាមើល slide ហើយអាចឃើញខ្សែខាត់ធំជាងគេសំណួរសួរថាបាទដូចគាត់និយាយចឹងសំណួរសួរថាហេតុអីបានខ្សែខាត់លោកធំជាងគេអ្នកឆ្លើយត្រូវគឺបានគូប៉ុង Master Sup 2គឺឈុតបន្លែដើម្បីសុខភាពខ្ញុំអត់យកសាច់មកយើងយកបន្លែអញ្ចឹងក៏ព្រៀងគិតមើលហើយ1នាទីខ្ញុំនឹងមកវិញហើយលើកដៃខ្ញុំមិនឲ្យហើយឯងបានសាច់ខាត់លោកធំជាងគេបាទបេក្ខជនទៀតគាត់យករង្វាន់ឯនេះទៅបានច្រើនបងនិយាយ
My name is Nicky. I'm from College Art and Humanity. My major is in English, and I think that why he said the logo of Sandpark is a bit bigger, or can say bigger among his logo. I think because of the share. Because in a group or company, I think that the more the bigger share of a company in that group, I think it has the potential of the influence or power than other companies. So the logo is a bit bigger than the other.
Thank you very much. Để anh mang cái này. Ở đây là con slide này. Bên này slide xây rồi. Bên này trong slide xây cho cục bóng. Come on. Okay. Sai khác của các môn kia là trong Royal Group. Chắc ban chỉ sai khác logo sai khác không gì. Okay, very good. Thank you. So, the next thing is say last one. Okay. Two of you, which one? One start. Okay, just the guy next to me, and then you have a chance.
I think that the logo of Secret is better than other. Because I think that Secret is the company that has more corporate than other companies. This means that they have amount of investment more than other companies with product.
Thank you very much. សម្លើយគឺថាដោយសារធៀបទៅប្លុកហ្នឹងគឺធំជាងគេចឹងដាក់ធំទៅអញ្ចឹងសូមទុកអានេះវិញអូខេនិយាយទេទីទៀតខ្ញុំនឹងឲ្យយើងម្នាក់មួយណាធំជាងគេដោយសារថ្ងៃនេះសេកខាត់គាត់មកច្រើនជាងគេអូខេអមមក other so សេកខាត់ would be the bigger one អូខេចង់បង្ហាញអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបន្តិចthe man behind Royal Group success គឺជាអ្នកអង្គការគិតមេអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាអ្នកខ្លះប្រហែលជាបានស្គាល់ហើយគណៈគេខ្លះអត់ស្គាល់អ្នកអង្គការអត់ស្គាល់ទេឥឡូវអូខេខ្ញុំនឹងប្រាប់ទាំងអស់គ្នាឲ្យស្គាល់អញ្ចឹងអ្នកអង្គការគិតមេគាត់ជាអគ្គនាយកហើយជាប្រធានក្រុមហ៊ុន Royal Group អញ្ចឹងក្រុមហ៊ុនទាំងអស់ដែលខ្ញុំបាននិយាយមិញឬក៏មិនបាននិយាយមិនតែនេះគាត់បាននិយាយថា35ក្រុមហ៊ុនគឺគាត់យល់ណាអូខេអ្នកអង្គការគិតមេគឺត្រូវបានគេឲ្យប្រសិទ្ធនាមថាគាត់ជាអ្នកជំនួយឈានមុខបាទនៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជាហើយគាត់សប្តាហ៍គាត់ក៏មានមុខងារជាប្រធានសភាពាណិជ្ជកម្មនៅប្រទេសកម្ពុជានេះដែរណាហើយគាត់បញ្ចប់ការសិក្សាមកពីប្រទេសអូស្ត្រាលីអូខេទាំងអស់គ្នានេះគឺជាអ្នកអង្គការគិតមេដែលគាត់បានផ្ដល់ឱកាសការងារឲ្យប្រជាជនកម្ពុជាច្រើនណាស់ដែលបានខ្ញុំនិយាយចឹងដោយសារគាត់បាននាំយកមកក្រុមហ៊ុនឬក៏បង្កើតក្រុមហ៊ុនថ្មីជាច្រើនដែលក្នុងនោះឧទាហរណ៍ថាដូចជាសេខាមួយមានបុគ្គលិក1000នាក់អញ្ចឹងគាត់បង្កើតការងារឲ្យប្រជាជនខ្មែរយើងណា ដូចជា CBN នៅខាង CBN យើងមានបុគ្គលិក5-600នាក់អូខេ Win 700នាក់ឧទាហរណ៍អញ្ចឹងគាត់បង្កើតការងារឲ្យប្រជាជនខ្មែរយើងអូខេនេះគឺជាប្រវត្តិខ្លះទេប៉ុន្តែអ្នកណាខ្លះចង់ដឹងពីប្រវត្តិលម្អិតនៃអ្នកអង្គការក្មេងអាចលើកដៃបើសិនជាចង់ដឹងប្រវត្តិលម្អិតហ្មងណាលម្អិតបាទលើកដៃសូមលើកដៃឲ្យគួរតិចបាទខ្ញុំមើល majority បើសិនជាមានច្រើនខ្ញុំនឹងបង្ហាញបើមានតិចអូខេចាំបានន័យថា the majority who want to know the profile of អ្នកក្មេងគឺច្រើនខ្ញុំចង់ប្រាប់ថាបើចង់ដឹងលម្អិតចូលជួយបលឈ្មោះនៅទីនេះវាយទៅផ្សេងមកតំណងបងអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងព័ត៌មានមួយចំនួនទៀតគឺតែខ្ញុំមិនអាចនិយាយបានគឺនៅក្នុងนั้นមានស្រាប់ខ្ញុំអាចនិយាយទៅពីស៊ីអូខេអញ្ចឹង Google អាចប្រាប់យើងអស់គ្នាបាននេះគឺជា topic រសើបបន្តិចតែខ្ញុំនឹងបង្ហាញអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបន្តិចទៀតនេះ topic រសើបមិនមែនបានន័យថាជាប្រធានបទដែលនៅជាប់ឃ្លីទេណាគឺបានន័យថាវាគួរឲ្យចាប់អារម្មណ៍អញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងក្រុមហ៊ុនខ្សែខាតឧទាហរណ៍ឬក៏ក្រុមហ៊ុនផ្សេងទៀតនៅក្នុង Royal Group ជាទូទៅការជ្រើសរើសបុគ្គលិកគឺឆ្លងកាត់ដំណើរការនៃការជ្រើសរើសរបៀបនេះទាំងអស់គ្នាអ្នកខាងក្រោយប្រហែលជាអត់បានអាចមើលឃើញទេចាំខ្ញុំអាចហៅមួយណាទី1គឺនេះគឺការត្រូវការនៅក្នុងខ្ញុំឧទាហរណ៍មួយនៅក្នុងក្រុមហ៊ុនផ្សេងខាតយើងមាន department ច្រើនយើងមាន finance យើងមាន accounting យើងមាន marketing យើងមានIT engineering ចាយើងមាន HR ចឹងអ្នកដែលរើសបុគ្គលិកសម្រាប់ក្រុមហ៊ុនគឺ HR department គឺនាយកដ្ឋានធនធានមនុស្សចឹងតើនាយកដ្ឋានធនធានមនុស្សចេះតែរើសបុគ្គលិកឬយ៉ាងម៉េចគឺអត់ទេតោះតែមានសេចក្តីត្រូវការពី department មួយដែលគាត់ត្រូវការចឹងបើជាចាប់ដើមមើលបានចឹងពេលដែលមានសេចក្តីត្រូវការពេលដែលមាន need ចឹងគាត់បាន inform មកខាង HR ចឹងទី1 process របស់យើងគឺចាប់ដើម sourcing កាត់ដើមយើងត្រូវរើសបុគ្គលិកពីណា sourcing ហ្នឹងបានន័យថារើសពីណាបានន័យថាយើងអត់ទាន់មានបុគ្គលិកទេឧទាហរណ៍ថាយើងត្រូវការ sales manager ចឹងយកយើងប្រើ sales manager ដោយរបៀបម៉េច sourcing គឺយើងមាន strategy ច្រើននៅក្នុងនឹងទៀតគឺយើងមានអាច post job announcement ហើយ post job announcement ហ្នឹងមានទូជាងនឹងទៀត post នៅណា website កាសែតទស្សនាបដីទូរទស្សន៍ Facebook LinkedIn អូខេណាគេស្គាល់ LinkedIn ខ្លះអូខេបាទចឹងនេះគឺជា strategy នៅក្នុងការ sourcing ចឹងពេលដែលយើងposting ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងមកគឺយើងទទួលបាន candidate គាត់ apply មកហើយអូខេយើងអាច posting តាម university ទាំងអស់គ្នាអញ្ចឹងពួកយើងអាចឃើញ announcement ហ្នឹងអាច send មកពួកយើងបានអូខេមួយទៀត sourcing ហ្នឹងយើងអាចមាន CV ដែលពួកយើងបានធ្លាប់ apply មកពីមុនមកតែយើងក្រុមហ៊ុនព្រៀនច្រើននៅក្នុង Royal Group គឺយើងមាន database គឺអ្នកដែលគាត់ apply មកគឺយើងបញ្ចូលនៅក្នុងទិន្នន័យរបស់យើងអញ្ចឹងពេលដែលយើងត្រូវការគឺយើងត្រឡប់ទៅ database ហ្នឹងទៅយក candidate ហ្នឹងពីនោះមកនេះគឺជា sourcing strategy មួយបន្ទាប់ពី sourcing ហើយពេលដែលមាន candidate ហើយតែយើងត្រូវធ្វើមិនទៀតគឺយើងត្រូវ screening គឺយើងមើលគាត់ថាតើបេក្ខជនរបៀបម៉េចឬក៏ CV របៀបម៉េចដែលយើងគួរតែហៅគាត់មក interview screening កន្លែងហ្នឹងណាតើយើងមើលថា CV ហ្នឹងរូបថតស្អាតមើលទៅ cute ណាខាងមួយអត់ទេយើងអត់មើលអញ្ចឹងទេយើងមើលជាទូទៅរបៀបនៃការ CV សរសេរ CV គឺក៏ជាផ្នែកមួយនៃការជ្រើសរើសបុគ្គលិកដែរបើសរសេរស្អាតមាននិយាយដល់ចំណុចហ្នឹងចង់បើកខមួយទៀតទៅតាក់ទងរបៀប CV អញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹង CV គឺគេមានរបៀបសរសេរច្រើនអញ្ចឹង CV ដែលមើលទៅគឺស្អាតមានព័ត៌មានទាំងអស់ដែលយើងត្រូវការអញ្ចឹងរបៀបនៃការ screening នេះគឺយើងត្រូវការឧទាហរណ៍ថា Nick ដែលយើងនិយាយមិញហ្នឹងយើងត្រូវការគាត់រៀនបញ្ញាបត្រខាងផ្នែកអង់គ្លេសមានជំនាញគាត់និយាយថាគាត់មាន skill ក្នុងការ communication គាត់មានគេអាចដាក់ថា one year experience in sales for example is a plus ចឹងទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងយើងមើលតាម criteria ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងគឺយើងអាច screening ហើយយើង shortlist ចឹង screening ហើយ shortlist ហ្នឹងគឺស្ថិតនៅក្នុង process តែមួយអញ្ចឹងពេលដែលយើងមើលឃើញចំណុចទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងហើយយើងអាច screen គាត់នៅចំណុចហ្នឹងហើយ sort លេខគាត់ណា sort លេខគាត់យកបន្ទុកម្ដងព្រោះនៅ set card សម្បួនតិចហ្នឹងបើសិនជាយើងផុសចូល announcement មួយហ្នឹងទៅគឺមាន candidate ច្រើនគាត់ apply មកអាចថាឧទាហរណ៍ថា50នាក់ចុះកំប៉ុងអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជាក្រុមផ្នែក department ទាំងអស់គេបុកឡើងច្រើនអញ្ចឹង50នាក់50ប៉ុស្តិ៍វាឡើងច្រើនហើយអញ្ចឹងតែយើងមើល CV ទាំងអស់នោះដោយរបៀបម៉េចគឺយើងមើលតាមចំណុចហ្នឹងឲ្យលឿនអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងយើង sort លេខរបស់គាត់ហើយ process បន្ទាប់ទៀតបន្ទាប់ពី screening គឺ testing ក៏ interview ហ្នឹងអាច vice versa បានន័យថាពេលខ្លះយើងធ្វើ interview មុនហើយ testing ក្រោយពេលខ្លះ testing មុនហើយ interview ក្រោយវិញអូខេ testing កន្លែងហ្នឹងអាចនិយាយថាយើងមានជា computer test ជា Excel ពីព្រោះថាឬក៏ Word test ពីព្រោះយើងចង់ដឹងជំនាញ computer គាត់អាចប្រើបានកម្រិតប៉ុណ្ណាព្រោះតែធ្វើការជាទូទៅនៅក្នុងក្រុមហ៊ុនឬក៏កន្លែងធ្វើការរដ្ឋណាក៏ដោយឥឡូវគេត្រូវការជំនាញ computer ចាំបាច់អញ្ចឹងគាត់និយាយថាពេលដែលយើង interview can you use computer yes perfect I can ដល់ពេលធ្វើការអត់ទេCan you use Unicode? Yes, I can. ដល់ពេលទៅអត់អញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវធ្វើមិន testing គាត់អូខេជា basic testing អញ្ចឹងឯហ្នឹង interview ហើយនឹង testing ហ្នឹងគឺអាច vice versa អាច interview មុនឬក៏ test ក្រោយហើយបន្ទាប់មក process បន្ទាប់ទៀតគឺ background check candidate ដែលគាត់សម្ភាសជាប់មិនបានន័យថាគឺគាត់ពីមុនគាត់ល្អយើងចង់ដឹងប្រវត្តិការងារគាត់ពីមុនតើគាត់ធ្លាប់មានវាយគ្នានៅកន្លែងធ្វើការឧទាហរណ៍គាត់ធ្លាប់មានលួចឬក៏គាត់ធ្លាប់មានទំនាស់ជាមួយនឹងមិត្តភ័ក្តិដែលមិនអាចចុះសម្រុងគ្នាអត្តចរិតគាត់អញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវធ្វើ background check background check របស់យើងអ្នកពេលខ្លះក្រុមហ៊ុនខ្លះគេធ្វើ reference check បានន័យថា CV យើងតែដាក់ reference នៅខាងក្រោមបន្ទាប់ពីព័ត៌មានទាំងអស់ហើយយើង call ទៅគាត់ក្រុមហ៊ុនយើងជាទូទៅយើងអត់ធ្វើ reference check យកមនុស្សដែលគាត់ដាក់នៅក្នុង CV នឹងមកឲ្យយើងទេណាហេតុអីជួនកាលគាត់អាចដាក់ប្អូនគាត់ឬក៏សង្សាររបស់គាត់ឧទាហរណ៍តែទៅហ្នឹងឯងខ្ញុំជាមេរបស់គាត់ពីមុនអញ្ចឹងគាត់ធ្វើការល្អណាស់យើងអត់ធ្វើអញ្ចឹងទេយើងស្នើសុំឲ្យគាត់ផ្ញើពេលរបស់គាត់នៅតែគាត់ធ្លាប់ធ្វើការពីមុនណាឬក៏កូនចៅរបស់គាត់ឬក៏ colleague របស់គាត់ដែលធ្លាប់ធ្វើការពីមុនសូមឈ្មោះលេខទូរស័ព្ទហើយនិង email អញ្ចឹងយើងនឹងទេទំនាក់ទំនងទៅអញ្ចឹងគាត់អាចដាក់របៀបវាបានដែរហើយមានអ្នកខ្លះគាត់សួរថាចុះបើគាត់ជាសិស្សហើយគាត់អត់ធ្លាប់ធ្វើការពីមុនគាត់ត្រូវដាក់វិញដាក់គ្រូរបស់គាត់ដែលគាត់ស្គាល់ច្បាស់ព្រោះគ្រូគាត់អត់ស្គាល់ច្បាស់ទាំងអស់គ្នាទៅទេមួយថ្នាក់chúng ta phảiរៀនដល់60នាក់គាត់អាចស្គាល់ទេអញ្ចឹងដាក់អ្នកដែលគ្រូណាដែលគាត់ដឹងហើយទៅសុំគាត់ថាលោកគ្រូខ្ញុំដាក់អ្នកគ្រូខ្ញុំដាក់ reference សុំដាក់ reference មួយអ្នកគ្រូដឹងពី record អូខេដឹងពី record របស់ខ្ញុំអញ្ចឹងសុំមកគាត់អញ្ចឹងពេលដែលគេទំនាក់ទំនងទៅគឺគេអាចដឹងអញ្ចឹងគេឬក៏ប្រធានថ្នាក់ឬក៏ college របស់គាត់អូខេចំណុចមួយទៀតគឺពេលដែលធ្វើ background check នឹងហើយចប់សពគ្រប់ហើយឃើញថាល្អគឺយើងចាប់ដើមធ្វើ job offer គឺបានន័យថាយើងចាប់ដើមតថ្លៃគ្នាក្នុងវគ្គតថ្លៃហ្នឹងឲ្យវាសាទៅតថ្លៃគ្នាតាម៉ានអីម៉ានតើអ្នកឯងគួរតែបានម៉ានដូច Nicky គាត់និយាយហ្នឹងតើយើងគួរតែ pay ឲ្យពួកគាត់សមត្ថភាពប៉ុណ្ណឹងរៀនបានប៉ុណ្ណឹងជំនាញប៉ុណ្ណឹងតើគួរ pay ឲ្យគាត់ប៉ុណ្ណាចឹងយើង pay គាត់អាចតាម pay ម្ដេចបណ្ដាបាននេះគឺយើងមើលនៅលើ market របស់ពួកយើងចឹងណាចឹងចាប់ដើមធ្វើ employment contract គឺឲ្យបញ្ចប់ពីនេះគឺ onboarding អូខេគឺចាប់ដើមចូលធ្វើការ onboard បានន័យថាចាប់ដើមឡើងទូទៅជាមួយគ្នាជីទូទៅជាមួយគ្នាដើម្បីធ្វើ business របស់គ្នានេះគឺជា standard មួយដែលក្រុមហ៊ុនជា standard process ដែលក្រុមហ៊ុនទាំង line នៅក្នុង Royal Group តែងតែមានអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជាអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាធ្លាប់មានបទពិសោធន៍ទៅសម្ភាសន៍ឬក៏មិនទាន់ទៅទេអញ្ចឹងអនាគតតែទៅសម្ភាសន៍អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងឃើញ process បែបនេះណាឃើញ process បែបនេះមានសំណួរកន្លែងនេះអត់យល់បានន័យថាយល់ណាអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំនឹងមានសំណួរច្រើនទៀតហើយមានរង្វាន់ផ្សេងពីនឹងទៀតអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជាអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបាន take note ឬក៏ understand អាចដាក់រង្វាន់នោះច្រើនអូខេមួយ ទៀតបាញ់ខ្ញុំនិយាយពី recruitment នេះខ្ញុំនិយាយពី talent acquisition បានន័យថា acquisition បានន័យថា acquire ទាញយក talent គឺបាទយើងតែស្គាល់ដល់ talent នេះមិនព្រះមានទេពកោសល្យទេណា talent នេះគឺអ្នកដែលមានទេពកោសល្យតែយើង acquire អ្នកដែលមានទេពកោសល្យដោយរបៀបណានេះគឺជា process មួយនៃការជ្រើសរើសបុគ្គលិកនៅខ្សែខាតមួយដែរគឺទី1គឺយើងធ្វើការ market analysis យើងធ្វើការវិភាគទីផ្សារមិនវិភាគទីផ្សារនៅពូជតងឬក៏ផ្សារអនឡាញអីហ្នឹងតែគេលក់តែប្រហែលអីប្រហែលអត់ទេយើងវិភាគទីផ្សារតើទីផ្សារឥឡូវtalent គេយើងកំពុងខ្វះអីគេហើយនៅលើទីផ្សារtalent ឯខ្លះដែលមាននៅលើទីផ្សារដែលគាត់មានជំនាញនៅទីនោះអញ្ចឹងយើងមើលខ្លួនឯងតែយើងត្រូវការអីគេហើយមួយទៀតគឺ customer profile ខ្ញុំឧទាហរណ៍ថាសេកខាតឆ្នាំបន្ទាប់2017គាត់ត្រូវការបុគ្គលិក200នាក់ដែលចេះភាសាអង់គ្លេសយកភាសាអង់គ្លេសខ្លះគេខ្ញុំឧទាហរណ៍មួយអញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវសិក្សាតើ2017ហើយយើងត្រូវធ្វើម៉េចដើម្បីfulfill requirement ហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងយើងត្រូវមើល profile អញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំ candidate customer profile នេះយើងអាច UC គឺជាសាលាមួយដែលបង្ហាត់សិស្សជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសពីទូទៅគឺពួកគាត់អាចនិយាយភាសាអង់គ្លេសបានល្អ communication អញ្ចឹងនេះគឺជា customer profile ដែលខ្ញុំ target ខ្ញុំនឹងមកទីនេះហើយខ្ញុំមកទីនេះខ្ញុំត្រូវធ្វើអីគេខ្លះខ្ញុំអាចធ្វើបទបង្ហាញខ្ញុំអាចយកចូលបណ្ដោះឆ្នាំមកផ្នែកតាក់ទងសាលាដើម្បី build relationship មួយគាត់ធ្វើការជាមួយនឹង alumni អ្នកដែលគាត់ចេញទៅអូខេអញ្ចឹងនេះគឺជា customer profile ហើយមួយទៀតគឺ sourcing strategy គឺចំណុចមួយដែលខ្ញុំនិយាយមិញតែយើងធ្វើមិនបើសិនជាយើងដឹងថាអូខេសាលា UC ហ្នឹងគាត់មានសិស្សភាសាចេះភាសាអង់គ្លេសច្រើនហើយយើងចង់បានតែយើងត្រូវធ្វើមិនដូចខ្ញុំនិយាយមិញចឹងយើងធ្វើបទបង្ហាញយើងធ្វើសកម្មភាពផ្សេងៗដើម្បីទាក់ទាញគាត់យកពួកគាត់ដើម្បីជា pool សម្រាប់ពេលឆ្នាំ2017គឺយើងមាន ready start candidate ទាំងអស់នោះទៅធ្វើការនៅក្រុមហ៊ុនសេដ្ឋាឬក្រុមហ៊ុនផ្សេងទៀតក្នុងរយៈពេលហើយមួយទៀតគឺ talent matching នៅក្នុងពេលដែលយើងបានពួកគាត់ហើយមកអស់ចឹងយើងចាប់ដើមសម្ភាសធ្វើ assessment អីផ្សេងៗចឹងយើងដឹងថាភាពខ្លាំងរបស់គាត់ភាពខ្សោយរបស់គាត់សមត្ថភាពរបស់គាត់ដូចគាត់មកពីផ្នែកផ្សេងៗនេះយើងអាចដាក់គាត់អូខេម្នាក់នេះគាត់ល្អ A គាត់ល្អខាង finance B គាត់ល្អខាង sales C គាត់ល្អខាង IT ចឹងចាប់ដើម matching គាត់ talent matching យល់ទេlikeហ្នឹងហើយបន្តមកទៀតrelationship building បានន័យថាក្នុងពេលឥឡូវនេះគាត់អាចថាអត់បានចាប់អារម្មណ៍ឬក៏ក្រុមហ៊ុនផ្សេងខាងឬក៏ក្រុមហ៊ុនផ្សេងទៀតក្នុងរយៈពេលអត់គាត់មានអាការៈសម្រាប់គាត់ប៉ុន្តែគាត់ល្អតែយើងត្រូវធ្វើម៉េចយើងត្រូវតែ keep relationship មួយគាត់យើងត្រូវទេទៅគាត់មានអាសា invite គាត់ទៅយើង email គាត់វាសួរពី status តើឥឡូវគាត់ធ្វើការនៅណាគឺដើម្បីឲ្យមានភាពស្និទ្ធស្នាលជាមួយគ្នាដើម្បីពេលថ្ងៃក្រោយយើងត្រូវការបុគ្គលិកផ្នែកនេះយើងយកគាត់ចូលខាងហ្នឹងមកអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងនេះគឺជាដំណើរការនៃការ acquire talent នៅក្នុងរយៈពេលហើយទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយឆ្ងល់ចុះ recruitment ហើយ talent acquisition ខុសគ្នាដូចម្ដេចខុសគ្នាទី1 recruitment ពេលដែលយើងត្រូវការបានយើងចាប់ដើម take action អូខេពេលដែល sales យើងត្រូវការខ្ញុំត្រូវការបុគ្គលិក5នាក់ចាប់ពេល recruitment ចាប់ដើមធ្វើការចាប់ដើម talent acquisition គឺខុសគ្នាគឺយើងអត់ចាំបាច់ចាំដល់ពេលគាត់ត្រូវការគឺយើង build pool ទុកគឺយើងរក candidate ទុកឲ្យហើយពេលណាគេខ្វះគឺយើងមាន ready សម្រាប់គាត់ហ្មងគឺអូខេ candidate អាចយកទៅធ្វើការបានប៉ុន្តែ recruitment អត់ទេគេត្រូវការយើងចាប់បានធ្វើ posting interview testing អីចឹងអូខេអញ្ចឹងពីនេះខុសគ្នាអញ្ចឹងប៉ុន្តែវាជាបើនិយាយមកទៅជាការជ្រើសរើសបុគ្គលិកដូចគ្នាអូខេទាំងអស់គ្នាមានចំនួនចំណុចនេះអត់មានទៅវិញទៀតណាចុងក្រោយសម្រាប់ខ្ញុំពេលខ្លីthis is a little bit about me និយាយទៅចប់ពីក្រុមហ៊ុនឥឡូវពីជីវប្រវត្តិខ្ញុំបន្តិចអូខេចប់ប្រាប់ទាំងអស់គ្នាពីការ grow របស់ខ្ញុំនៅក្នុងសេដ្ឋកិច្ចរបស់ក្នុង Royal Group អញ្ចឹងប្រាប់ពីប្រវត្តិនេះខ្ញុំរៀននៅវិទ្យាល័យអន្តរជាតិពេលខ្ញុំចប់ហើយទាំងអស់គ្នាអ្នកខ្លះអាចរៀនពីនៅដូចគ្នាខ្ញុំចប់គឺខ្ញុំទៅរៀននៅសាលា2ពេលហ្នឹងមិនចង់រៀន2មកតែគឺជារៀនដែរគឺតែរៀនតាម2តែនៅសាលា ចឹងគឺនៅសាលានោះ National University of Management ហើយមួយទៀតគឺ IFL អូខេចឹងពេលចប់ពេលរៀនចប់គឺខ្ញុំពេលរៀនបណ្ដាលគឺពេលនោះឆ្នាំទី3ខ្ញុំបានដាក់ពាក្យធ្វើគ្រូរៀនថាថៃហើយចង់ទៅធ្វើគ្រូបានទេទៅទៀតទៅតែដែរទៀតតាមវាទៀតណាបាទចឹងធ្វើទៅដល់ពេល graduate ចប់កាន់ CV ដល់ទៅដាក់ការងារគ្រប់កន្លែងចង់50-60 CV មិនចង់ទៅ apply បានទេគឺពួកម៉ាក់ចូលចិត្តទៅការងារទៀតapply ច្រើនហើយទៅបានចូលនៅក្រុមហ៊ុនខ្សែខាងចឹងក្រុមហ៊ុនខ្សែខាងដំបូងខ្ញុំធ្វើជា recruitment coordinator ជាអ្នកសម្របសម្រួលខាងផ្នែកជ្រើសរើសបុគ្គលិកធ្វើទាំងអស់ scan print មកចប់ហើយគេមក interview ពី A to Z ខ្ញុំធ្វើទាំងអស់អត់ដែលបាក់វិស័យទេអូខេដែលនេះគាត់និយាយមិនថា initiative បានន័យថា take extra task ហ្នឹងគេធ្វើទាំងអស់តែការងារនេះខ្ញុំធ្វើដែរព្រោះមកទៀតខ្ញុំបាន promote ខ្លីដែរបាន promote ទៅជា recruitment executive ហើយធ្វើទៀតការងារច្រើនជាងមុនទៀតហើយក្រោយមកក៏បានធំជាងមុនទៀតគឺ recruitment manager ហើយក្រោយមកទៀតក៏បានឡើងជា head of talent acquisition នៅសាខាហើយចុងក្រោយនេះគឺបច្ចុប្បន្នគឺជា group head talent acquisition under Royal Group ជាងច្រើនទៅ5ខែច្រើនដែរចាំភាពជោគជ័យរបស់ខ្ញុំខ្ញុំអាច share អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបានថាមានកត្តា3សម្រាប់ខ្ញុំគឺទី1គឺ honest គឺភាពស្មោះត្រង់របស់ខ្ញុំអូខេខ្ញុំធ្លាប់មានជាអ្នក interview អញ្ចឹងពេលដែលខ្ញុំសម្ភាសគេជាប់ហើយមានគេយកស្អីមកឲ្យខ្ញុំណាគេមានគេយកនេះឲ្យខ្ញុំបងអាចយកនេះទៅអញ្ចឹង say no ខំធ្វើការឲ្យតែល្អ probation កុំឲ្យធ្លាក់ probation ហើយអាច deliver result be the best do what I want អូខេជា honest គឺជាអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំមានទីមួយទៀតគឺ commitment គឺបដិញ្ញារបស់ខ្ញុំការងារប្រហែលទាំងអស់គ្នាទាំងអស់គ្នាគាត់ថាដាក់តែកែមួយដាក់ដៃទៅទៅដែរចឹងអាហ្នឹងជាភាពលំបាកមួយតែភាពលំបាកនេះពិបាកប្រាប់អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាពេលដែលយើងឆ្លងកាត់អានេះជាក់ស្ដែងចឹង commitment គឺខ្ញុំមានដែរហើយចុងក្រោយគឺ attitude គឺ people really ការគោរព respect មិត្តភក្តិក្នុងការងារសិស្សច្បងសិស្សបងទាំងអស់នេះគឺជាអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំមានហើយមួយទៀតចុងក្រោយគឺ I can do attitude ស្អីខ្ញុំអាចធ្វើបានដែរបែបបានថាយើងអាចធ្វើបានតែយើង positive feeling ហើយយើងអាចធ្វើបានអូខេទាំងអស់គ្នាក៏ដូចគ្នាដែរអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នា fresh បានតែ you អត់មាន experience ទេចឹងបើសិនជាអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាអត់មាន positive attitude នឹងទេយើងអត់ជោគជ័យទេបើឲ្យការងារមកថ្មីទៀតបងមិនច្រើនដែរខ្ញុំទៅអានេះអត់ចោលផងអត់ទេអត់ជោគជ័យទេចឹងឯងគឺ attitude គឺសំខាន់អូខេចឹងខ្ញុំមានប៉ុណ្នេះសម្រាប់ការចែករំលែកខ្ញុំថ្ងៃនេះហើយចុងក្រោយមួយទៀតអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាបើចង់ធ្វើការនៅក្រុមហ៊ុន Secret CBS EasyCom វិញឬក៏ក្រុមហ៊ុនផ្សេងទៀតដែលខ្ញុំបានរៀបរាប់មិញហ្នឹងបាច់ចាប់ឥឡូវទេតែយើងថាអត់ទាន់នេះអាច send CV ទៅទុកបានអញ្ចឹងតាក់ទងខ្ញុំលេខ092 580 008 picture ខ្ញុំរវល់គឺ SMS ល្អប៉ុន្តែ email គឺ career@career ការងារ career@royalgroup.com.kk យើងអាច apply CV ទៅទុកទៅនេះបាន career មាន ខាងក្រោយ @royalgroup.com.kk ឬក៏ wipol.chan@royalgroup.com.kk wipol.chan wipol.chan@royalgroup.com.kk ចឹងអ្នកអាចទាំងអស់គ្នាអាច send CV ទៅទុកនៅទីនោះពេលយើងត្រូវការទីតាក់ទងទៅគេហៅថា talent acquisition អូខេទាំងអស់គ្នាមានសំណួរអាចសួរខ្ញុំបានឬក៏ at the end of the session យើងមានសំណួរដើម្បីទទួលបានទូរស័ព្ទ LG K10 អូខេ
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. Let's give a big hand to Mr. Gable, Miss Nicky, and all of our Self-Mark staff from the Royal Group of Companies. Alright, guys, let me summarize this to a main point. What did we get out of this? Okay? We know that the founder of Royal Group of Companies is Mr. Meng. Basically, for short, if that means the name. And also, all of you know that the minimum wage in Cambodia is what? $145, right? Okay. And all of you know that every company, before they hire you, they are looking at three things from you: skills, effort, and responsibility. What do you have? Okay? You guys have education. Do you have the effort? Do you have the responsibility? You have to ask yourself that. The next one that is very important for all of you college students, right, is what is my requirement that I can be valuable to that company? They are looking for someone who's good in English. Not just good in English, but can you talk to each other? Can you make me feel comfortable with you? Which means, are you good at communication? 2, 3, do you have every company, it's not just a sub-card. Do you have experience? Experience means 3-month experience, 6-month experience, 1-year experience. They're asking for 1-year experience in sales. Okay? So, you have to ask yourself this. I am in school. I'm getting taught by the best teacher. They're giving me all this knowledge. But the company is looking for somebody that has this experience so that they don't have to actually spend a lot of money paying to train you. Do you have the experience? A lot of you love to go, especially in Cambodia, to colleges at the same time. Finish UC, you guys gotta go to IFL, or you gotta go to Brendens. Everything is about education. Have you ever asked yourself, experience is necessary for you to get a job? Right? Okay. Furthermore, I want to talk to you about one of the things that they're really looking for is besides the experience, the little things that they were talking about. Okay? The little things that they were showing you that will total up to how much you're going to get paid. Understand that the minimum wage is $145. You guys only have education. Your dream in getting a bachelor's degree and getting a master's degree is to get paid more than $145, right? Am I right? You want to get a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, you want to get paid more than $145, right? All of you? What you need to do is you have to actually ask yourself, what are the little efforts and responsibilities do I have? What kind of skills do I have that I can offer to sell a card besides my education? What kind of skills besides my education? Did you guys go and the requirement for them is soft skills? Do you have any computer skills? Office Suite 2010, do you have that under your pocket? Are you actually attending public speaking workshops? Are you actually trying to acquire some ways to actually better your English? Maybe your writing skills? You have to ask yourself that. A lot of times you have to ask yourself, should I give up 2 universities, just focus on 1 university, and then for my rest of my time I manage working and getting that experience so that when I go to sell cards, someone will say, you know what, you're worth more than $145. You earn $200. You have to understand education is very important, but you have to manage education versus the real job market. The real job market is asking for experience, not just education. The real job market is asking for effort and responsibility, not just education itself. So please, manage your time well. That's all I'm asking. I want you guys to be very successful. And please, all of you guys, I see something in you. But I just don't know what it is. Together, we'll find out. All right, guys, let's take a break. We'll come back at actually 10, right? Just like 10 minutes. 10-minute break. Coffee break, guys. Thank you so much.